In this video, I'm going to show you how to vertically mount a new washdown pump using monster studs. After you've properly prepped and protected your work area and removed the old pump, attach monster studs to your new pump using the standard nuts. Connect all your plumbing and hold the pump in place where it will be mounted. Trace the outline of as much of the footprint as you can. It's going to be tight, so for now just get a good initial benchmark for where the pump needs to be. Disconnect the plumbing and remove the pump. Remove the base plate from the pump and hand thread the screws back in the pump for now. You don't want them to wind up in your bilge or bouncing off somewhere. You're going to need them. With the pump removed from the base plate, we now have enough room to lay out the remainder of the footprint on our mounting surface and can start removing the gel coat using an oscillating tool or small sander. This carbide composite blade is an absolute beast when it comes to removing material without causing any damage to the underlying surface. Get one. It's a major time saver, and it won't be the last time you use it, especially when you're working in a tight spot. As you remove material, you may lose your outline. Stop and check periodically to see how you're progressing so you don't remove any more material than you need to. Now we're ready to switch to the sanding head on our multi-tool and put the finishing touches on the surface prep. 80 to 120 grit will leave a rough enough surface to maximize the performance of our bond. Do a final check and then wipe down everything with xylene. We are done sanding. Clean up. Wipe down the monster studs with xylene too. Now that you're cleaned up and dust free, it's time to mix the fast set epoxy and apply a good even coat to the bottoms of the monster studs while they're still attached to the pump's base plate. Dudley recommends JB Weld Marine Weld Fast Set Epoxy. 2350 psi, stronger than 5200, more than strong enough to hold this pump in place forever, and it sets up reliably. You can do the final mount of this pump within a few hours time without any concern. Keep an eye on the clock when you start mixing. This stuff sets up in about 5 to 10 minutes and fully cures within an hour. After you've applied the epoxy, stick the plate to the mounting surface and hold it there until the epoxy sets up and you can safely let go of it without it falling. Slide it around a little while you wait so it covers any bare fiberglass that was over sanded, and so you'll be able to tell that it is actually set up. Before the epoxy fully sets up, wipe or spooch some of the excess into any old screw holes or spots that could use it. Clean up any random epoxy with the xylene and wait for it to fully cure. If what you're mounting is heavier than, say, this washdown pump, play it safe and wait 24 hours before doing your final device mount, especially if you're working in colder weather. Using two hands to hold this pump in the exact position it needs to wind up and hold the screws in place to be able to accurately drive them in with a screw gun is a job for a 2-foot tall guy with 3 hands, especially in a tight spot like this midship bilge area. This is all about to be a thing of the past for this washdown pump. Once the epoxy is fully cured, remove the base plate from the monster studs and reattach it to the pump. Got the screws for this? I know you do. We're almost done. Slip that pump back onto the monster studs. Slide your washers on the studs and hand thread the lock nuts on until they stop. Using a 1/4 inch drive ratchet or a ratcheting box end combo wrench with one hand, reach in and tighten all the nuts. Look, Ma, one hand. Reattach and secure all your wiring in the proper fashion and in a professional manner according to standard practices. Test the pump and button everything back up. You're done.